Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Um, I have a whole bunch of things I want to talk about today, so I hope this isn't too long. But thank you to those of you that tune in and listen to my thoughts and my words and where I'm at. Um, the first thing is last night I was laying in bed and I just felt like I had been punched in the stomach. Like I literally have the wind knocked out of me, like out of my sails, like out of all of my energy and my being. And I feel like I'm at this place like one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. That every day simple things become challenging and difficult things become overwhelming. Um, so I wanted to say that first. The second thing I was thinking about last night is that it's 3 weeks ago we went to church, maybe 4 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. We went to church at a little Lutheran church, the closest church to our condo, and since we moved there 11 months ago, we've been visiting different churches. And I love the pastor at this church, but there's organ music, and I'm not an organ music person. But her sermon was very important to me, very fascinating as she talked about homeless people. And one of the most powerful sermons I ever heard growing up, homilies, was in Richfield at St. Richard's. And the pastor walked around in the parking lot with a grocery cart and in a homeless disguise. And people were rude to him. And people were like, excuse me. And he was like banging into cars and just being obnoxious. And ultimately, he walked into the middle of the service being disruptive. And he was the pastor. And one by one, he dropped his clothes, his disguise, to show that he was the pastor, the lead pastor of that church. And so um, I've always thought about homeless people. And Beth Moore once in a sermon said, we're all about one paycheck, or many of us, maybe not all, but many of us are one paycheck away from being homeless. And the sermon a month ago was about how these pastors were in seminary learning to be compassionate listeners and understanding, and they were having their final of their semester. And the professor was unable to show up. And after they took the test, the assistant was there, and after they took the test, they all got Fs. And then they were frustrated and they were kind of complaining, and the door opened, and the professor again walked in homeless clothing and dirty clothes and said, you all fail because as much as you're good at studying this, you walked past me the last two classes, and I was laying out here homeless, and you didn't even stop your conversation to attempt to say hello. And I'll tell you that, I guess 3 weeks ago today, when the hurricane hit and our home became unlivable and we lost our car, and a few days later on Saturday morning when we walked off with that muddy wagon and that grocery cart, we were homeless. And I've been homeless before and lived in a car, and I think, how can we decide we're better than other people? How come I decide I'm better than anyone else, let alone other people? And do we stop and actually take the time to look at someone who's down on their luck, and whether they're homeless or hungry or look different or act different, do we invite them into conversation, into being valued and being seen? And it's just been heavy on my heart because I think that was us, like we were that person, that we were that couple with a wagon and two dogs and mud scaring other people away. So I just encourage you to open your eyes today to really see what we don't see, and to wonder rather than judge what we misunderstand. Unfortunately, I have many friends right now that are displaced and homeless and not feeling like they have a home. And there's something about a home that makes you feel safe and grounded. And though we shouldn't put our trust in our things, there's something about having a safe place where you can go put your feet up and be in your sweats, and just be who you are without any pretense. So that was on my mind. And then the next thing is that this week I've been watching the movie with Greg, Think and Grow Rich, and I'm fascinated by people that push past challenges to do and become what they're meant to be. And I know we all face adversity at different levels, but it's been very healing and hopeful to me to watch the movie Think and Grow Rich, and now to listen to the book on Audible. And I've read it in the past numerous times, but it's just a great reminder: the power of desire, the power of hard work, the power in believing in yourself and your abilities in the midst of adversity. So I hope you get a chance to watch that movie, Think and Grow Rich. It's fascinating to watch it in a picture beyond the book. My buddy's growling behind me. Mr. Peanut's not feeling great and can't see and very confused. And the final thing I wanted to mention today is that in the middle of the night last night, after much thought and prayer and conversation, I have decided that moving forward with Vistage is not a good fit for me at this time. Um, there's a lot of reasons. Ian's the biggest reason, and my style, and just different things. I won't go into all that, but just I've decided to not pursue being a Vistage chair at this time. And I just thank you all for your support and belief and encouragement as I explored and pursued that opportunity. But now is not the right time, and I'm not sure if it ever will be. Um, but I just wanted to say that because I know many of you have asked me about Vistage, and I love the idea of peer advisory and masterminds. And someday that'll be part of my life again. But for now, healing, finding a safe home, getting a car, working on my speaking business, doing outreach for that is my priority. So thank you again for your understanding and your support, for your tuning in, for your love. It means a lot to me. So thank you. And God bless you. And I hope your day is full of opportunities and success and love. And more than anything, peace of mind and peace of spirit. And I do, as stressed as I feel peace about this decision to not move forward with Vistage. So thank you so much. God bless. Have a great week. Wednesday, whatever it is.